Hi guys, testing mic 1 2. Welcome to another CodeFilm. In this CodeFilm, I'm going to do a demo of a QR payment service that I've built, and this video is going to be a special request to Rashid, and I want us to walk through the services that I've built and how it works. And so there are two sides of the application or of the project. We have the web services part and we have the portal side. So I'm going to run the portal first, so which is this project, and I'm going to start the application. It says Spring Boot application. As such, I'm going to run it as a Java application because Spring Boot has an embedded server in it. So you can see that the application is starting, the logs are writing, and then it says that it has started the application, and then the port is listening to, our application is listening to, and then the context part. So I'm going to launch this in a user agent, which will be our browser, and we are going to look at how our minimalistic portal looks like. Alright, so I'll open it as a new incognito window so that I can have all forms of history cleared and regards to memory and other stuff. So localhost, then it's listening on 8082, and then it's clear the context part or context part. I'll say context root also. It's going to be this. I'm going to launch that one too. I'll paste it here. I don't think I copied it well. Let's copy it again. Copy. Let me close this and leave this open. Now I'll paste this here. Let's clear one of our backspaces and let's launch this. This is a very good response, which means that our page is working, but our application is running, but we cannot locate where our onboarding page is. So we'll look at our source code. I know there's our source code to find the entry part. There is no Swagger or no form of documentation to this, so we just go with looking at our source code. So our source code says that when you come to merchants, when you come to this route, you should see the merchant onboarding view. So let's fire this in our browser. Okay, this is good. Our view is showing, but it's not showing some styles, all because we don't have internet connectivity. I don't want the video to be too technical, so I'm trying to skip most of the technical details. So let's just get internet connectivity and see our style showing. Yeah. Okay, so the internet is up. Let's reload the page again. That's beautiful. So let's onboard our merchant. So this is our portal view. This is where we're going to use to do our onboarding of our merchant. As simple as that. So we have a merchant called Johnson Transport Services. Johnson Transport Services is of what merchant? He's a transport provider or transport merchant. What product is he providing? In this scenario, we know he's providing ride hailing services. So we make it as a product. It could also be what's the service name or product name. That scope hasn't yet been covered. And then what's his scheme type? As his scheme type, what's the QR payment he wants to onboard or register with? We have several. We have GHQR, EcoBank QR, and UniQR. GHQR and EcoBank QR are one of the most common QRs you see on the market. And as a result of that, I also thought of MeQR. That's my own QR system that works. So I'm going to select MeQR. and what amount should be tied to this MQL. That's going to be 15 cedis. So all its ride hailing services is going to charge 15 cedis for all services that he's providing, and then the payment is fixed. It's not going to change. That's what he's going to be taking. So when I fire this request, it's supposed to do onboarding, but we have an exception. Our exception is saying that there's a connection refused to this API. So in the beginning of the video, I made mention that there are two services running. We have the API or the web services, and we also have the portal. So let's go and confirm if our portal is, our web service is running, and our web service is supposed to listen on a different port. So how do I know if our web service is running or not? I'll have to perform some operations to find out. But as it stands now, I don't show my properties file too much. It's not running. I haven't yet started this application. But if I wanted to do, I would have found ways of doing that. Either I would have pinged, either I would have done a telnet. That's not the reason for this class or this demo. No. So let's just start the application, please. You know, these things are very technical, like very technical, but because you do it over time, you just get used to it. But when you are starting afresh and you get stuck, you realize that it encompasses a lot of knowledge just to do one thing. So I'm just starting the application to just skip all this technical explanation just to get us started. So you can see now our service is up and it's at some P. Alright, so let's go back and find our request and see what we'll get now. Let's start again. Let's do it again. It says that the connection has been refused, and the reason is it cannot connect on API merchants. Okay, so this is a good response. This is good. It says a NoSQL services API merchant. Let's go to our source code and see if we have that definition here. Merchant controller API. Let's go to the merchant page. Okay. Merchant controller. Let's go back to our original QL services portal. I have to do a deployment somewhere if I don't want to run it here, so I wouldn't want to jump straight into that. Let me just be sure. If I have to really deploy my WAR file somewhere else, I don't want to jump gun straight away. That's what I have to do. So allow me to just do my inspection. So onboarding view, let's go to the onboarding view. So onboarding view fires a post to a submit to merchants onboarding. So we're going to go to the merchants onboarding. This is what we are supposed to do. Then it's supposed to return a merchants onboarding view. Come back to the merchants onboarding view. It's supposed to come back to the same page. Okay. Let me check the port in our properties file. Okay, and that's the service, QL service API, and you cannot go to merchants, so it's not listening on that port. This application here is not listening on that port, so I have to change the port. So let's go here. And it says it's going to be some P, so we have to change the port for that one, or we can do a deployment to change my whole source code. So all of this, I rather build this and do a deployment on an actual Apache Tomcat server. So let's stop this and build as a WAR file. Let's do this as a WAR file. Then I'll go and deploy it on Apache Tomcat itself. So I skip all this serverlet stuff. Oh, sorry, let me close this. Okay, so this is our WAR file. Let's go to where our WAR file is located and do the actual deployment on the server. If I decide to run it on Apache Tomcat, I'm going to change a whole lot of things, and my application will eventually, the whole application will crash, because what is in development is not what is in production. So I have to just pick the WAR file like that and go and point it. The profile settings are different. That's what I'm just trying to say. Development profile is different from production profile. But it's still the same source code. It's just a matter of the database and stuff you are pointing to and other stuff. Let's avoid all that technical stuff. Properties and I'm trying to pick that WAR file. So we'll go to target. So here's my WAR file. I'm going to copy my WAR file. I'm going to go to Apache Tomcat server on my machine. It's mostly in where do I have this? Is in my program files, program data, yeah, program files. Apache Tomcat, then I'll drop it in the web apps. So it's already here. Okay, let's just close this. Let's just delete this and do another deployment and start the service here. So please, and let's start Apache Tomcat. Monitor. Let's start the service from here. It's working as a background process. So let's start the service. That's what we're having here done. Let's start the service. Let it run. So if it starts the service, realize that the WAR file will expand and become a directory. It tells you that it is working. So it's working now. Let's go back to our page and let's do everything again and confirm that we are okay. Why is this screen so big? Let's reload everything. Oh, right, this one too is gone down. Let's run the portal service. Let's confirm it's running. Let's run first. It can get really frustrating, but you have to be we are just being patient. We don't want our computer to know that in a hurry, otherwise we will get more frustrated. So let's just be patient and let the whole process work. Okay, so it seems our service was down. Now our service is back up. Okay, yep, we are back up again. Yeah, so let's fill our form. Johnson transport. And let's come to, let's say it's transport. Let's transport this ride hailing services. This is the product name. We've explained this already. And then NQL is fixed 15 cities. It's fixed. Create merchant. So voila, so it's true, our API service was down, so it says merchants has successfully been onboarded, which is a good thing. Alright, this is a very good thing. So how do you know that? How do you confirm that this is true? Let's go to our database and let's launch our database and see if we can find this record in our database. Then we move on to the QL, the usage or the generation of the QL. So before that, let's access the QL view. So the QL view is going to be in the QL service API. So let's launch with our local instance, and let's just do our checks. Okay, so the name of our database for this is SAMP database. Let's select this database. I won't do too much query, I just want to see that our merchants are working. So select rules, let's just confirm. So we have so many merchants, so let's just search for today's own and select merchants from where let's see if I can remember some SQL. My query where date current date. I don't know if this will work. Where date and current date. Where date to the current date is equal to current date. This will work. Let's try this. There has to be another condition that will stream this. So how do I want to select it? So my column definitions is date created. So let's do where date created is equal to date of the current date. So that we are trying to find today's date. So let's run this. So wow, where date created is equal to, let's just do this. Let me be sure of the current date schema first. Let me be sure if it's timestamp or it's not timestamp. Yes, it has a timestamp, so it will not be necessarily correct. So where date created is equal to current date. This one will not be right because date created and current date is not the same. Okay, so let's change this into current. Let's run this and see. Wow, this query will not help me. So let's do where date. Let's rather do it. Let's pass a function around this where date is equal to where date is equal to the current date. Let's run this. Good. So we have something in our database. So this is the date created, and then I'm just checking for the date. If we didn't know this, you can just use, you can go online and just Google date and current date on MySQL, or you just put the MySQL documentation and then you start combing through what you want. It's not something that should be a stopgap if you have no full knowledge of how MySQL query works. So this is how you know that we have what it is for today. So you can see that it has been inserted into our database with a product ID and has a product name and the amount, transport, EQR, everything has been done. His terminal ID, merchant ID, all has been done for you without you knowing. Is at your blind side. So the API is the one handling that for you. Okay, so I think we're okay here. So the next one is to after onboarding, we have our, let's see if the new QL system is working. So we are going to go to the QL services API and launch that. I think it would be best to launch this on Postman. so you can see the, well, let's just use this. Later I'll show it on Postman. So paste. Paste. And let's go and look for the QR endpoint. This for this, sorry, this for our API. So let's look for the one for the, this for our portal. Let's look for the one for the API. So the API is going to be API, no merchants, no summary, as the summary of merchants view. Summary of merchants. So this is the view we want. Summary of merchant. And it has to point to the, it has to be of the API context. Let's go to API. Oh, I think I've missed something. Let's check that out again. API summary. API summary. Merchants. Let me check the context part. Context part for this properties. QR service. Let me check the definition to the properties file. It's content some p. So why is this service not showing? I want to generate QR. I want to generate QR. No, I'm in the wrong place. So I want to generate QR. QR has to come from a different service. Sorry. It has to come from this view. It's a summary view. So it has to be rather in our QR services portal API. I've tangled things up. So sorry. Let's come from, it has to be from this view. So it's been a while since I went through my own source code and organized that. This was done out of a rush, out of boredom. So let's go to this one. Yeah, we have to generate the summary page first. Yeah, then so we've done the onboarding. So after onboarding, go and do merchants onboarding view. Then we are done with that. Now show the merchants confirmation page, but before that we have to show the summary page. So let's go to the summary. Let's go to the summary. Let's just type show merchants summary page. So it has to be merchants. The merchants context folder and the merchants folder. Okay, good. So this is the view we want. So after you are still in the portal services, so we just generate the merchant view. Then it generates a merchant summary for us. So this for a church. Then we can close this. Let's generate another one. Merchant account. So it generates dynamically. So if you wanted to generate for us what we did today, that means we have to implement a searching functionality, which I haven't yet done. But it's possible to do that. So this one is a dynamic generation. It just shows you that. So what we can do is that you can clear the database for today. Let's just clear all records and leave just one record inside. That's what we just did today. But as you can see, it's generating from other records, but we want to see what we have for today. So this is what we are trying to do right now. So let's try and generate another one. Merchant of one. It's a random process, it does it randomly. This NSChemis. NSChemis is showing the amount is fixed. No merchant found. This for a church. So it just keeps generating the merchants. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and clear my database and just before that, let me have a backup. So let me do some dumps. Let me dump my data first. Data export. Let me dump my data before I do that, so I don't lose any data and start creating new records, because it's quite tedious. So dumps / sample data. Okay, take a good here and start export. After that, I'll just clear all my database. I'll just clear that record. Okay, so now let's go to sample. Let's see our merchants now, and let's delete most of our records. So I got to let me just leave 2 inside. Delete 3. So this is good. I thought we deleted. What happened? Apply. So it's working. And this I have only one record. Alright, so let's go back to our view. Let's generate new merchant found. This will take a lot of time because there's only one random data and then the randomization is huge. To keep going and going and going and going until it finds nothing. So it's trying to find just one item. Unless I go into the source code and reduce the seed and check our seed and then our lower boundaries and upper boundaries, as we will just be here playing out the whole day. We won't find out what we want. Okay, so let's just do that. Oh man, this is a lot of. But could have just worked with what we already had. Well, we could just go back and restore our database because we know that it's working. because I now have to go into my source code and make so many changes, which is not the best when I'm doing a test. So let's go back and let's restore our data, and we will use any one of them to test. Data import. Where did I be selected? Oh. So let's just do that. Let's just say use sample. That's the name of our database. Let's save this and let's run it again. Let's run the import and see what it is. Yes, so it's working now. So it says successful. Oh, it is not successful. It has finished. Okay. Let's go back and our query. So our data is back. So we've been able to restore our data. We didn't do the dump, so I'm sure it would have been water. So second thinking saved us. So okay, let's go back and start generating. So we'll just generate any random one. PowerChap is showing. I wouldn't want to go with PowerChap because of controversies. Let's come up. So let's use Galaxy Screw. So this is the Galaxy Screw QR. And then this is the payment that they are seeing the offer. So we are going to now scan the QR on my phone and see what happens from there. So I'm going to just scan it from my phone and I'll share the details later. So I'm going to scan this QR. Let's scan it and see. Now my phone is reading. It's reading. I can see everything here. I'm going to open in browser. And I'll confirm if I can see the view. I know viewers can't see this, but I'll share a screenshot of it. So we have an issue. We have a slight issue. The live, we have to generate ngrok. We have to do something so that we can get our services running live. So we're going to use ngrok to expose our local host to the world. So let's just do that. PowerShell. And we'll have to do some pointing again. So let's just do generate ngrok. Like, let's do ngrok help first. And then so ngrok http 80. So these are ngrok. This is a URL we are going to be using now for HTTPS or HTTP, any one of them. So let's just copy it and do our pointing, our necessary pointing. So I'll go to my applications and properties. Why am I reading this in my file? My source code and my summary view. Summary view. API. Yeah, so these are Angular QR. We are going to point it to the new one that we have. So we are actually pointing to a new server or service. We are pointing to a new server. Yeah. And this is a reverse proxy server. Before that, let me be sure that I'm cleaning the right thing. Oh, let's be patient. Okay, so we're just going to replace all this. Replace this here. This is a portal. Okay, so let's scan it again. I just pray that we don't have to restart the application just to have a feel of this. So I'm scanning it on my phone. It's still reading the old URL. It's not reading the new URL, so I have to restart the service because of this. I don't think I installed. I had the dependency of live reload from Spring Boot, so that's why I'm always have to start the service again, which is not right. I have to have had live developer live tools or the live reload from Spring Boot, so I don't have to go through all this. So I'm starting the service again. I'm running it as a Java application, so don't build a wall file out of this. And I'll scan it again. My laptop is a little bit slow. This is my personal laptop. Let's scan it again. Let's just scan it again. Oh, sorry. Let's zoom it. Still Galaxy, so let's scan. I'm using my phone to scan. If you can also see this, you try and use. Yes, it's working now. The pointer has changed. So we are trying to launch the page. It says DNS cannot be found. Site cannot be reached. Why can't site be reached? HTTPS. Come on. Okay, let's go back again. Let's go back to our source code. Check. Still port 80. That one is still running. KL service is still running port 80. So let's try it again. Let me start this service again. And this video has been very long because we are also resolving technical issues. Okay, it seems it's already listening. It's already in use. Let's close it and start again. Let's hope this works. If not, then I'll have to take my time and find out what the issue is, but it has worked before. Alright, so let's go back to our view. Let's reload our page. Oh. Oh, I'm running the SAM page. Sorry, it's not supposed to be SAM page. I'm supposed to be running. Oh, you know what that means? Meaning I have to go and do a new deployment. This is not good, especially for the cloud services portal, for the new changes I've done. Okay, it's not any big thing. This cloud services. That's for the cloud services. This I have to go and do a new deployment. So I'm pointing to it here. My properties file. So which one am I running now? SAMP. I'm not supposed to run SAMP. I'm supposed to run cloud services. And then the SAMP is already running on the server. That's an Apache Tomcat server. So this is supposed to work. It's supposed to be live. So anyway, I was running the wrong service. So let's be sure. This cloud services portal. Okay, let's load it again. Alright, it's up. The QR is not yet ready. It's ready now. Let's scan it again. It's a little bit of patience, everything works. Okay, it's working. It seems we're having an issue with the HTTPS. It's saying bad gateway, which is good. Our request has been captured. Okay. Right. Bad gateway is not good. So let's use HTTP. Bad gateway means that it's trying to reach the service, but the service seems to be down. That's what it means. So let's copy this one. Let's avoid this our service. Let me just point this to this. And I've allowed calls somewhere, so it's supposed to work. Let's allow another service to read this. I've allowed it in my code. So let's run this again. It's very frustrating that when you have to restart the project and put everything together. This is what you encounter. Hello. Okay. Let's reload this again. Let's start again. Let's just pick Lighthouse Chapel for the start. Scan our QR code. I'm scanning right now. Let's open the browser. Let's see what we get this time around. Let's see if it's even being captured here. Still getting a bad gateway. Okay, so let's be sure it's running on port 8080. That's our cloud service. Let's be sure it's running on port 8080. Let's just be sure. This is what we deployed. Let's confirm that the port is 80. Unless I go and listen to the file. Okay. Our port is 8080. But it is 80, but we are working on 8080's RAM. We're not looking at the right port. Let's kill this and we can start again. PowerShell. Okay, we come in. Rock help. Let's start again. HTTP. Let's do 8080. So this is what we are listening to, not 8080. Okay, so let's use, you can use HTTPS or any one of them. So we are going back again to do a repointing, because bad gateway simply means that we are listening alright, but it's not, it's an internal server error. That means that I didn't do something right. That's what it's just trying to say. Internal server errors mean I didn't do something right. So it's trying to find me, but I cannot find me. So it's in a bad gateway. So this is supposed to be a good gateway. Let's close all empty space, white space, because it can affect our URL definition. Okay. And let's run our application again. A whole lot of debugging going on. This for cloud service and the portal service. This project, I think one of these days I have to revamp it again. It's just something I did out of boredom. Okay, so our API is ready. Let's go back and scan. Let's just refresh the page. Then it's merchant sign. No merchant found. Okay, so we have Galaxy Square again. Let's scan the QR. Let's monitor Ngrok terminal. Open in browser. Let's see it to be captured here. Oh, the site cannot be reached. This is bad. Checking the connection. Let's scan it again. Okay, so it's good 200. Voila, that's good. So oh, you should see it on my phone. It's so amazing. I can see the view here. So I'll just take a screen. I'll just capture it. I don't know why this Samsung version does not allow me to record. Well, better still, yeah, it doesn't allow me. Okay, you hold on, let me change something first. Let's do this first.